It's fucking quiet for that. But speaking of quiet,
Ooh.
quiet on the set.
Oh,
Right,
wow, I
let's get
forgot
into
about
it.
that.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
did you watch it?
bitches.
Yeah, watch the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let's give a disclaimer before we get into this. If you are triggered by things that may have happened, I don't know how to give the traditional
Sexual assault, any of that kind of things, please be warned. We are talking about the tell-all of the Nickelodeon Quiet on the Set documentary that just came out. 4 episodes have come out, and that's a season 1. We don't know if they're gonna
I think that's gonna
continue
be
it.
Yeah, that was it.
I
Yeah,
think
just
that's
four,
it.
just 4 parts.
Because
You
they
think
brought
so?
him.
It's 4
to the
parts for
president.
now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up doing more.
I think that'll be it. Most docs is usually
Unless Miranda Cosgrove or
they're not
Any
gonna-
of
Ariana
them.
They
Grande
just got done doing iCarly.
wanna
They got
talk
too much
about
other
it.
shit going on, but 4 parts came out on Max, 43 minutes a piece. If you want to watch it,
Mhm.
about 2 hours and 40 minutes of your time.
It is so good, guys. I was hooked. I watched it starting way too late.
How'd you feel after? Because I want to know if like we were kind of on the same, like, I guess, wavelength when you got kind of done watching it all.
just disappointed that so much got so many things people got away with for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Just like because you watch Nickelodeon growing up, and of course some people have the mentality like that's the life I want to have. Drake said it. He's like, I lived the life that
Yeah.
I wanted to have. So many of these people like
By Drake, we mean Drake Bell, not
Drake.
Drake.
And so to think like you obviously nothing's perfect, but to see all of the not even like all the weird shit that you see, but like all the other side characters, not side characters, but like smaller characters, just
I get it.
all the stuff that happened. It's like, wow,
It's crazy.
all the harassment, all the
And there was mad adults around. I think
So-
that's what, like, and I don't want to blame, because it feels, I'm not trying to blame anybody who was around there for the things that happened, but like, my feeling after when I got like to that last episode, I was kind of just like, I kind of want to turn this off. Like, I was kind of just like, I can't.
It's a shocking, weird
I
feeling.
can't do this anymore. Even though I kind of knew these things happened.
Yeah.
We talked about it in past episodes, all the kind of like the shit that people have been through. Jeanette McCurdy's book.
Mhm.
We know about Dan Shire's nastiness for a while now. I think it's because, and it's a weird, I think, the way the passage of time is, and maybe you guys may feel the same way. I'm so used to documentaries coming out that, because we're old, they're talking about things that existed before our time, right?
Yeah.
And to watch a documentary now that specifically is something we were there for
And we grew
but
up
just
watching.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, this is the age old. Have you seen like maybe TikTok memes of like when you hear 20 years ago, do you sometimes just still think about the 80s instead of 2002?
oh fuck
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm seeing that a lot lately. It hurts.
That's crazy.
Like, you hear the word 20 years ago, you're like, oh, you mean the 80s? And you're like, and they're like, no, bitch, we're talking about when you were dancing to Laffy Taffy.
Damn.
And you're like,
stop.
Stop. Don't do that.
Ah.
And I think that's what made me feel a little more like,
It's too close to home.
I can't, because like, not that it's ruining those shows for me, because like I can compartmentalize, and also like I don't watch those shows anymore. Like, so I don't really have that. I don't have so much of a tie to them that they can't, that they ruined it for me, or they didn't ruin it for me. But it was just like, like.
And then you just like think about like all the things like you still don't know.
Yeah.
Like
That
when are they
wasn't-
going to make a
that-
documentary?
You know that wasn't everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if you want to like shoot for like being an asshole and be like, some of that is probably fake.
No, absolutely.
Bitch, 100% is not fake. And like, even if 10% of it was real, is fucking gross.
Insane.
It's sad.
And for those of you guys who haven't watched it yet, the documentaries basically cover like a good few things. So they cover a lot on Dan Schneider. They covered a lot of like his foot fetish and like how he basically put a lot of sex jokes into like
mad cum shots.
Oh my
into
God.
all the kids show
Cum
stuff.
shot Poppy over there.
my
So that's
God.
one, and how he like
Crazy.
integrated it. How he went from like, oh yeah, starting out new guy to like power hungry like big director guy. How he abused his power to have kids in like really weird compromising positions and stuff like that. It later
Getting
also
people to massage him.
yeah. It
Just get a masseuse.
Yep.
Also,
I was
like,
literally
bro,
sitting there
you're
like, why
like-
do you not have a masseuse?
Also, like, why? Like, why do you need a massage that much?
I've never once asked somebody to rub
Why?
my shoulders.
Imagine if somebody was, I mean, that would be nice, but if somebody was rubbing my fucking shoulders right now while we were doing this, fucking
Like,
wicked.
Get off!
They're fucking wicked, bro.
They covered that, and they also covered how 3 different pedophiles worked on the Nickelodeon set around the same time. 3, bro. Like, hello, background checks didn't exist. Like,
Can I
And the
just?
fact they let homie work on Sweet Life after.
Yo.
yeah, we're gonna get to that. Yeah.
Yo, that guy was doing work until 2014.
No, yeah.
I think it was one of the videos that you sent about Brian Peck and how people kept employing him afterwards.
Mm-hmm. So there's
All
that.
of the letters
Did
that
Megan's
people...
Law not exist until recently?
No, they did.
When did Megan's Law come out?
I think it was. I think it was a while ago.
Nah,
all the
but
people
there's
that
also-
wrote letters in
Yeah.
support of Brian Peck.
Okay, wait.
James Marston.
Hold up. Let's get there. Hold up.
Let's-
You're jumping ahead.
Let's go piece by piece.
Piece by piece. Yeah.
Maybe let's get some structure. Maybe let's talk about part 1.
Yes. Let's start
And
part 1.
We'll go through.
That was mostly Dan.
Part 1 was mostly the Dan Schneider, the All That cast, kind of like getting their shit
Yeah.
off,
So
right?
So hold up. So part 1, Dan Schneider and all that kind of stuff. Part 2, it goes deeper into Dan Schneider, but also into the pedophiles and
the
like
Amanda Bynes part of it. Actually,
Yeah.
that shit. It was actually so. Part 1 is like a lot of how the staff and the people that worked on the productions were
had
treated,
to deal with him.
splitting a whole salary. The 2 women,
Oh, crazy!
there's
2
all
women
that.
having to split a salary, and then like Dan Schneider recently came out and did an interview with.
We're gonna get to
T-Bone?
that. Hold up. Then part 3 is really deep. That goes into the most like heartfelt part, and you reveal,
Yeah, that part was sad.
and it's hard to find out that one of the pedophiles, one of the people that he was like
Brian
caused
Peck.
him to be arrested. Yes, Brian Peck is his name. No relation to Josh Peck.
Are we sure about that?
No, it's not a relation.
In no relationship. Yeah, they checked. Just apparently popular name. Weird.
I knew that before the doc.
Yeah, I knew
Not
that
really.
too. So we find out that Drake Bell was the child that he molested, assaulted, everything, and raped, unfortunately. And then the last part goes deeper into that and just the rest of the cast finding that out and like people that were involved in that.
Yeah.
So those are the big things that they cover. Very good watch. Definitely recommend. We all kind of just were very like,
Only recommend if you're ready to get trauma dumped though, because if you're not ready to like,
if you can't emotionally watch that, it's understandable. But I think both for interesting wise and just I think you should be aware of like what these things get into.
yeah,
And like maybe you'll just be able to just like notice it in whatever modern day media is still out there. Because like, all those shows are like on Netflix and stuff. Like people's kids today can still watch that stuff, and they're seeing all these weird moments with feet and the cum shots, and it's like, it's.
I thought
Those are sad to see.
and I feel ridiculous now because like, as an adult watching this documentary, I'm seeing here like that's blatantly that, but like I
Yes.
didn't.
As a
I
kid, you don't
I
realize.
genuinely,
The feet stuff.
I genuinely just
blows
like
my mind.
it at that age. It just. Like,
Yeah,
it really
yeah.
went. It really went over my head. Like
That's silly.
I always, as a child though, I always felt uncomfortable with all the feet jokes. I don't know, something about that just always
well,
made
like,
me feel
you-
icky.
Sometimes it's just
I
like,
was
why
just
the
like-
fuck is all these feet? I mean,
I was like, it just
you
wasn't
Quentin
funny.
Tarantino, my guy.
It just wasn't funny to me.
Yeah,
I
when
don't
someone
know.
pointed out that Nickelodeon's logo literally was
the foot.
the I was like, oh no, it's so uncomfortable just watching all those videos.
It's
Yeah.
wild.
The Ariana Grande like internet show
Yeah.
thing, like
It's
oh
fucking,
my
and
God.
I it's crazy because I knew, like, I feel like we definitely know a little bit of things here and there, like
Mhm.
leading up to it, but the Amanda Bynes shit, and then like kind of like digging up all like her tweets because like in part 2 they really helmed into like how they melded and like how promising her career
Yeah.
was going to be, like if kind of things didn't take the turn it did, because like I didn't necessarily remember that Amanda Bynes wasn't always on all that, but I do remember because I know I'm a little bit older than you
Mhm.
guys, so it's like I
Yeah,
kinda
I
remember
knew
the
she
old.
came later
I remember
on.
the old all that, but like
Yeah, I never watched that part.
she did kind of come in like a fucking wrecking ball, and then when you see those clips, even at that time, I'm just like, wow, that girl was really like talented.
Something.
She did come out there with like a lot of fucking charisma. She really was
7 years old.
in her
just-
fucking bag. Like
Mhm.
she stole Dear Ashley. That fucking shit she was
That's
doing.
me.
And then she's fucking wildin', and she gets her own show like you, Moody's Point, all this other shit, and then she gets all these movies. Like there was like a rising star there, but like just like all the other child actors, it's like you
Yeah.
watch them crash and burn. it was gross. I was like,
someone I saw online say that like she was like this generation's Lucille Ball.
damn.
You know, the lady from I Love Lucy, like the woman
Okay.
comedian, and I was like, wow, that is very true because she.
Yeah.
Who else is like her in that sense? You know, like I can't compare anyone else
She
like
could have been on
comedy
top.
wise for her.
Yeah, I think
Like-
if she had like the right, people in her corner, she also dealt with like a conservatorship, just like Britney Spears and all type of shit like that.
Mhm.
Like, you can't really change these things, but it's just like coulda, woulda, shoulda. But like, Amanda Bynes really could have been great. I think.
She was great because I'm like from literally 7 years old to like 20 something because
She had a good fucking run.
she had a huge run because I watched her because I didn't have Nickelodeon at first for years, so I didn't see too much of I saw some of the Amanda Show towards the end, and I saw her in like the movie Big Fat Liar.
Mhm.
I saw her in
What I Like About You.
What I Like About You was one of my all-time favorite shows, and that was great. One of my all-time favorite movies also. Freaking, oh my god,
She's the Man.
She's the Man is one of my all-time favorites, which I always get sad because apparently she can't watch that because she gets really bad body dysmorphia seeing herself as a guy. And so she's like, no, I can't watch it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I totally understand, but that's literally one of my favorite movies ever. And then also the movie, did she do both a movie and a show? What I Like About You?
There is a What I Like About You movie, but it's not the What I Like About You show.
No, I know. I just
CW,
realized that right now.
WB11.
No, I love those two.
Two
Those are
different
my
things,
two
yeah.
faves. Like, they're so good.
So,
Wild.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, the
Yeah.
documentary, it came out, it was very revealing.
Yeah. The Drake Bell shit is
Drake,
fucking insane because, like, as much as, like, so I kind of had a little bit of, I don't want to say preconceived notions, but I kind of already had a opinion that I felt about Drake Bell leading into it because of things that he was, not convicted, because he wasn't convicted, but he just kind of pleaded guilty for doing and shit. I was like, there's nothing that this documentary can do to make me feel bad for homie.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, there's been a lot of confusion about Drake Bell, which I thought I was also confused. I thought he was like convicted pedophile.
So I knew he wasn't convicted this whole time. So
I knew
it
he was guilty of something.
That's why he was able to be popping in Mexico.
Yeah.
What is the something?
So
Texting a minor.
So he was texting a minor, but he didn't know her age, allegedly. And apparently she lied about her age. So, everyone's like, oh, but the guys lie about that all the time. But apparently, so people are saying, on court, she said that she lied. And people are saying that she only brought this forward once she found out that he had a fiance and that kind of stuff. So, like, but he was texting her. And he, pled guilty to that. Like, no, I did, I was texting her.
Down the chin.
But he didn't send her any photos. They weren't talking about anything sex, like anything like that. Like, so the only thing he's like, and he apologized for it. He was like, no, I fucked up. Like he owned up to it, which I respect him for.
Yeah. And also we don't know for sure if there's anything more. So we could totally be wrong. So we'll leave that in the air. We don't know.
Not saying he's,
right?
a saint or anything.
absolved of like any wrongdoings he may have done. Not. But at the same time, it's like it's a vicious cycle.
It is.
To realize like what he went through
and
like all the shit. And then it also sucks because, like, God, the Ned's Declassified podcast did a horrible.
I want to punch them. Like,
what happened?
So the Ned's Declassified cast,
they did a live.
They did a live, and they were like, "Oh, did you see like the Drake shit?" Like,
on set stuff.
Yeah.
I'll give them grace because they were live, said a joke, and then got serious about it immediate after, right? But they made a joke.
At his expense?
There was like guys, hide your holes. Up, they got your hole. Up, like whatever. Like
it was.
Like they fully like made a joke towards that. That's why they had to apologize.
And they were like, no. Well, let's
guys,
be serious. Let's be serious, guys.
We apologize. It's not a joke.
They're
like, they did it right after.
Yeah.
But like, they still did it. And then like immediately caveated.
But even just making light of that is like, oh, you saw that Drake shit? Like, I mean, Dan Schneider didn't do that to our set. We were fine.
Yeah, because Dan Schneider wasn't on Ned's Declassified. He wasn't the person who created that. It was somebody else who created that. So they didn't deal with the same shit as a lot of the other Nickelodeon.
I mean, he was still there, but like not nearly as much. Plus, I think about it now, most of the cast was guys. He's interested in girls. So
you talking about for Ned's?
Yeah.
No, he had nothing to do with Ned's at all.
But I'm saying, just a Nickelodeon person, like he's still
well,
around.
he was nice to the guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He loved all the guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless you, as long as you were white, you were good. The white dude, you were fine. But if you was anything else,
which apparently he denies. Also, Dan Schneider is going off on an apology rant.
The
apology tour, trying to, and I'm just like,
the fact that he interviewed with the dude who walks around with the fucking
TiVo.
He walks around with steaks or hot dogs.
No, it was bagels.
Bagels. Remember from? Oh, you didn't watch any of that stuff.
You didn't watch iCarly?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Remember there was a black dude with dreads who just walked around with random stuff.
Bagel. You want a bagel?
No, I don't remember that. It's alright.
They had the dude.
It was
the
a side
dude who was
gig.
in random episodes interview him, and also like at the same time interview him on the Hollywood Reporter. Try to be like, I never had that experience on set with you, but elaborate more.
It's like I don't want to take away from someone else's experience, and it's like, bro, you're literally friends with him. He employed you. This is clearly a bias interview. This makes no sense for you to speak on this and to interview him. And it's like, I've always had good experiences, as a black man, but like, I don't know anyone else's experiences. I don't know. You're good with me. Like,
so elaborate. And then like he would go like,
he was like,
I don't know shit about shit. Hollywood overall is just, it's nasty. It's always been nasty.
Yeah. It's just sad that not this time, but like that this revolved around children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this whole time. And I really do hope the practices have changed a little, like something.
Yeah.
Like something has changed. I'm a realist. I know that shit hasn't ended completely. I'm pretty sure people are still being taken advantage of and being assaulted.
Some of the women who are being interviewed who used to be on those sets are like, I would never let my kids
ever
be child actors.
Ever. No, absolutely.
Yo, Drake's dad.
Bro, his dad.
Can I just
his
say,
dad killed me, bro.
When he was like, I knew it. I knew they would have caught him for something. Thank God he didn't get to you.
Yo, I teared up.
My heart sank.
Bro sitting there like, oh, this is awkward.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hey, here's the funny thing.
The fact that they didn't even tell him till
Can I
way
just
later.
say, if my son looked at me and was like, I don't want you to be my manager anymore, we're going home.
Yo.
What are you taught? We're going home. I'm not, especially if you already clocked somebody, you're not there.
No, in that sense. Be like, look, you might not want me, but we're getting you somebody else, and I'm gonna make
Your
sure
uncle.
they protect you.
Well, his thing at the time, it wasn't immediately him, right?
What do you mean?
No, like he didn't immediately. Like from what I got from the doc,
Yeah, it was
it's
his
that
mother.
He didn't immediately. Brian Peck didn't immediately slide into the role.
He didn't. No, but
He
the fact
finessed
that it was open and for him to
the mom
take,
was definitely being a baka because
The
he said his mom was like not trying to take him to like
the auditions
all the shit because
and
it was a lot of work and like I don't know anything about that.
You don't want me to be your manager? I'll be your chauffeur.
Something.
I'll be whatever. You need me to be your courier?
Yeah, for real.
Like, but you don't want me to be your manager?
When they show young Leo, I was sitting here like, oh, they really
No,
the cloud.
no.
The cloud. Honestly,
No, but it's true because I was seeing those videos. Like,
I kind of feel crazy saying it here. Wouldn't be surprised if Leo might have been through some shit.
No,
honestly.
I absolutely believe he's been through some
Given
shit.
that Leo only wants to talk to 25 and under.
Like, you see that he has some kind of trauma of, like, being young at heart. Something I 1,000% believe.
Might not be right now. I'm just saying.
The way that Brian Peck was touching him in those videos, it's so scary to watch.
Tell.
And the dad was like, if you see that video, he did the same shit to my son. No, absolutely the fuck not. Like, it just, the ignorance of his mother, and just literally you have someone straight up tell you, do not let this man anywhere near our son. Never let them be alone together.
Didn't the dad say that?
He did.
Like, I'm stepping down as the manager, but promise me you're never going to let him be alone.
That's the first thing he said to her.
Yeah, one job.
Bro.
She had one job. And what did she do? I don't want to drive. Oh, he's being nice. He's like, oh, and he was nice enough to say, he tricked my wife. Bitch, your wife was fucking out.
But like, this is like the...
I'm so mad.
I guess, yes, hindsight's 20/20, but like, if you don't want me to be your manager, that's fine. But I'ma still be in your life.
Yes.
Because you know how...
It's hard to know times. I feel like the whole parent and child actor dynamic is... We can't
You're not
relate,
a child
so
actor anymore.
But,
that's it.
Well,
You're not a child
teenager.
actor.
At the time, he was
It's
still a
still
child
teenager,
actor.
yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm not going to be here... Like, if the mom didn't want to be there, son, I guess you're not a child actor anymore because I don't want to help you.
No, but he doesn't want to take that away from his son. He
also
doesn't
didn't
take
have
away his
custody of
dream
Drake either.
Yeah, he didn't want to take away the dream. Yeah, he took away the custody, everything.
Like he didn't have custody when that happened because the parents were already divorced.
Yeah,
he didn't have custody, but
I don't
know. I don't know the details of their marriage and like who had custody.
Obviously, it played out the way it played out.
No, definitely. Like
the dad broke my heart though.
It was so rough because the way that Brian Peck manipulated him, like, oh yeah, he doesn't like me because he's homophobic. You know, like,
oh my.
I was like,
don't you know Brian Peck is gay?
It's like you're not. That's
That's why he's around your son so much.
He's touchy feely because he's gay.
You're thinking about it too deep. He's touchy feely on him because he's gay.
Yo,
that's not how that works, sir.
That's worse.
Crazy.
That's not how that works.
Oh my god.
That's
it's just so sad.
It's you. I get so mad thinking about the mom, like leaving your son repeatedly throughout the whole thing. Like, oh yeah, he's gonna drive him to this place, go alone on this place, going to Disneyland.
They went to Disneyland all the time. Apparently,
you don't do your son's laundry. You don't see that he's like mentally checking out. You don't see the effects that he's
it took his girlfriend's mom.
His 5-6 seconds.
She clocked it
immediately.
Hey, can I talk to you?
Hey, why bro C calling my phone so much?
Hello?
I'm not allowed. We don't mean to laugh. It's like it's fun. But it's like
no grown
why
man.
bro's calling my phone so much?
A 45-year-old grown man should not be calling a 14-year-old child repeatedly like this.
I don't care if you're the manager. It's his day off. He said you're double booked. Kick rocks. Go with your friends.
Clearly.
And the fact that he would go to Disneyland with Brian's friends.
Wow.
Other grown men.
Scary.
And, you know what broke my heart too? When Drake's talking about the day they went to the courtroom and how Brian's
so mad. He's so mad. He was like,
support.
damn, he got mad friends. He got a squad. He was like, ain't nobody. Because like, they kept it low because he didn't want nobody.
He didn't want nobody.
Him,
exactly.
Right?
He didn't want people.
And I like how Drake was like, I looked at all those people and I
such
told
a weird.
Yo, what he said.
You're all going to remember being in this courtroom. Supporting that guy.
So the names that was in there.
Hold up. Let him finish that quote first.
And I'm going to remember all the terrible things that Brian Peck did.
That's, to me, oh.
Good for him for saying that.
Period. Because I would have cried.
If I saw all those, I would have bawled.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because after the glazing that I did for Sonic, I'm like, damn, James Marsden.
Yo, like, when I saw the second they said James Marsden, I said James Marsden.
I was like,
and you see young James Marsden in pictures.
And he's over here like, who's always fine with me?
Oh my god.
Fine.
He was friends with him for like.
Has he apologized yet?
No,
bro. The shit
not only him, but both Will Friedle and
Oh yeah, that guy from SNL.
No. Sean and Will from Boy Meets World.
Ryder Strong.
Ryder Strong. That's his name. Yeah. Well, apparently
Sean and Eric.
Yeah. Apparently, neither one of them, even to this day, have not apologized to Drake because they try to be like, "Oh no," he tried to say like, "Oh, I just fucked up." You know, it was a young hot guy.
Don't even fuck with.
It was a young hot guy, and you know,
Corey?
No, yeah,
the
guy.
Don't?
That's why Corey's not on that podcast and all shit.
He don't fuck with any of them.
Pod Meets World.
Yeah, he don't fuck with any of them. And you know what's crazy? We thought the same thing for both the guy who plays Corey and the guy who played
Savage or Ben Savage. I can't remember which Savage he is.
Ben.
What Savage?
But also, you know that 70s cast. Well, we were like, yo, why Eric
Danny
like
Patterson?
don't talk to the rest of them?
Eric
like
Foreman,
he's like, oh, he's a weirdo.
Topher
No,
Grace.
he was smart.
You don't fuck with them because he
Grace.
know they the weirdos.
Yes.
Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, and Danny Patterson.
At this point,
Psychos.
we just gotta assume that most of the motherfuckers in Hollywood is weirdos, and the person who disses themselves.
They right. There's something right. You know what? I apologize to both of you, Ben and Topher. You guys were right in hindsight. We were wrong about you. We didn't know.
Wasn't familiar with your
game.
game.
Yes.
Well, obviously, if you want to watch Quiet on the Set on HBO Max, go ahead and watch it. If you
1,000% recommend.
Into just learning some information and partially being triggered, obviously we'll give you guys that heads up. But we enjoyed the watch, all 4 parts, 2 hours and 40 minutes.